Good morning. Thank you for coming in.
Hi.
My name is Khristian. I'm going to be your social worker for today. And your name?
I'm Marie.
Hi, Marie. Thank you for coming in with our services today. I do need to let you know that if you say anything about wanting to harm yourself or others, that as a mandate reporter, I have to report that. But besides that, anything in these walls are confidential. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was looking for resources that could help me. Kind of been going through a rough time for a while, so finally coming to terms with, who I am as a person and how to help myself. So came here seeking help to see if you could help me.
Okay, that's perfect. We're all here to help. Do you mind if I write all of this down?
Sure.
Okay. So I want to start and I want to know your family background.
Well, I grew up with just my dad. My mom left us when I was 3, so it's been me and him and my sister.
Okay. And tell me about your relationship with your father.
It's a difficult one, He was not really around a lot, so I basically raised my sister myself. So it's a strained relationship.
Okay. And how old is your sister?
She's 3 years younger than me.
Okay. So do you feel as though she has an impact on how you were raised?
Right.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the mental health of your father.
Well, he was diagnosed with PTSD.
Okay.
He was in a really bad accident, and he's never kind of came back from that.
Recovered.
Right.
Okay. And when was the accident?
When he was 20, I guess. So he's been difficult.
Okay. So he's been dealing with this basically your whole entire life? Okay. So tell me an ideal day when you were a child.
An ideal day, a Wednesday, wake up for school, dress myself and my sister, feed her breakfast, walk her to the bus, and then make sure I get on the bus, make sure my dad's not dead on the couch, drinking too much. It's an ideal morning.
Okay. And you're saying not drinking too much. What do you mean by that?
Well, he's kind of an alcoholic, drinks for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So in the mornings, I have to make sure he's still breathing before I leave.
Okay. So how did that make you feel? Growing up.
Stressed. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really difficult to live with, taking care of your younger sibling and your dad.
I can see. And going to school. How were you doing in school?
I was average. I missed a couple of days, of course, but nothing too special.
Okay. So, how's your relationship with your dad now?
Well, he died last year.
Okay. And how was your relationship before the death?
The same as always, just he called when he needs money or that kind of thing.
Okay. So, you mentioned that you had been drinking alcohol since a young age.
Yeah. With all the stress and responsibilities I took on, it just seemed like I had no choice but to follow in my dad's footsteps. So I started drinking when I was 9, and it kind of just got out of control.
Okay, so tell me about how drinking at 9. How did this come about?
Well, one day my dad kind of was drunk and he had pushed my sister. And so then he pushed me, and then, calling the cops and getting involved. Just after that, it just seemed like to ease the pain, it was easier to drink,
It had to be hard being a 9-year-old that felt as though drinking could ease the pain.
It's really difficult.
And then it just continued throughout the years?
Yeah, whenever I was upset or stressed, just take a shot of something and just keep going.
Okay, and have you been in any relationships now?
Some on and off again ones.
Okay.
They don't last. They never do.
Okay. Do you feel as though that the drinking the drinking goes hand in hand with these relationship issues?
You could say that.
Okay. So tell me about your last relationship. Or are you currently in a relationship? I'm sorry.
Well, it recently ended because he didn't like how often I was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted me to control my feelings more and like voice it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wasn't ready to accept that. So we kind of like broke it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you feel like, I don't know, do you feel like you could have changed the relationship or?
Maybe if I decided to get help sooner instead of now, but we all do things in our own time.
What do you mean by your own time?
Like, you can't force someone to get better if they don't want to get better, kind of thing.
Okay. Do you feel like right now you're prepared to be better?
Yes.
Okay. And that's why you're seeking services today?
Exactly.
Alrighty. So I'm just going to keep going through a little bit of an assessment, background check on you.
Mm-hmm.
So your employment, are you currently working?
No, I'm currently not working.
Okay. So tell me, have you had a job?
Yeah, I was working at this one warehouse where you like folded clothes and boxed them and stuff, but came into work kind of hungover a couple of times, so that led to like me getting fired. So I'm currently looking for a new job.
Okay. And has your drinking caused you to be fired from other positions as well, or?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay.
I don't drink on the job, but I do drink before going to work, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, tell me about some of your mental health. Or how have you been coping? Because even though you've been drinking and you're saying that that's your coping mechanism, have you been taking care of your body and doing other things like that?
Well, I try to go for a run at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it helps me clear my head.
Okay.
So I tend like not to try to drink so early in the morning. So that's when I'll do my jog in the mornings.
Okay.
So besides that and drinking, my only coping mechanisms.
Do you think that drinking has affected your running by any chance?
No, I'm usually clear-headed when I run.
Okay.
Usually drink after my run though.
Okay. But running helps you release stress?
Yeah.
And makes you feel better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you been in any legal trouble? Any legal issues, legal problems?
Not since I was a kid.
Okay.
Try to stay under the radar.
I can understand.
Right.
You don't want to be, labeled.
Right.
So tell me more about you as a person. What are you doing on a daily life?
Well, my days consisted, recently me looking for a job, trying to get back on my feet, get my life restarted.
Mm-hmm.
Try not to fall into like that stereotypical pattern I was grown into. So, try to go out there and get better because I feel like now I'm ready. If not sooner, then not, won't make it later.
What do you mean you won't make it later?
Like the alcoholism, it's kind of like destroying my life and just kind of want to get that under control.
Has anyone mentioned to you how to, change your alcohol behavior?
They think that it's easy to just quit cold turkey. But sometimes, you just have to wean yourself off of it.
I completely understand. There's nothing easy about something that has become an addiction to you, It's like a coping mechanism. It helps you out. There's just nothing easy for that. Okay. So tell me about your education.
I didn't graduate high school. I want to get my GED eventually once, this alcohol thing is under control.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Do you, have you looked into trying to get your GED or any programs like that?
I've Googled processes, steps to take. There's books you have to buy. So I kind of want to get my job first and, so I can pay for the educational part.
Okay. So you kind of want a good job,
Right.
set up to be able to further get your GED and do all those kinds of things. Okay. So do you have kids? What's your family structure like?
I don't currently have children. I'm still young. I still want to experience the world first. So it's just kind of me and like distant relatives. I don't see often.
Do you still have a relationship with your sister?
Yeah, I keep an eye on her because he pretty much raised her. She's like my child.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, I keep tabs on her, but I try to like hover.
I can understand. We want to be good sisters. We just don't need to stress them out. I get it. So where do you live? Like, what's your environment? Like, how do you live?
Currently, I'm in between couches with my friends, working on getting an apartment after I get a job. So, just couch surfing for now.
Okay. And how do you feel about that?
It's hard because, you feel like you're intruding on someone else's space. So I try to like not to stay in more than a couple of days at a friend's house. I visit my sister sometimes, but I don't really like let her know what's going on. I don't want her to worry.
Right. You're just trying to look out for her, of course. Right. But it must be hard to have to depend on other people when you know that you're fully capable of depending on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that's one of the things that you would want to work on?
Yeah, being able to let people in, not be so closed off helps.
What makes you think that you're so closed off?
I don't really let people get to know me. Kind of like just listen, I guess. I don't really like let people know like how hard it is for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I kind of want to open up more.
Right. You could start here. What makes things so hard for you?
I guess being judged by other people.
Okay.
And not understanding like the depth of my issues.
Okay. I completely understand. Being judged by others sometimes make you not feel like you want to talk or discuss things with people. I get it.
Right.
So how would opening up to other people benefit you?
I guess it would like give me a release of my feelings that I just suppress with alcohol. If I have like more communication with people, I might not drink as much. It's a step in the right direction.
Right. It's definitely opening up to people, although challenging and hard. I think that it helps. It just helps. It helps you learn new job opportunities. It helps you, meet new people. You never know. You can find somebody that's looking for a roommate.
Right.
Any of those things. So definitely try if you can. Now you said that you drink alcohol, and do you do any other types of drugs or anything else?
No, I think it's just alcohol. I don't want to get too deep into a hole I can't dig myself out of. So I try to stay away from everything else.
Okay, so right now you just use alcohol as your coping mechanism.
Right.
Okay, I get it. Do you have you gotten any legal trouble? Have you gotten into any anything that would harm you with getting a job?
Well, I was kind of detained when I was younger for assaulting a dad's friend, but I felt like it was self-defense, protecting myself, and my sister.
Okay, and tell me about that. What happened?
Well, my dad came in drunk like usual, and he had a friend with him, and his friend was like all touchy-feely, so I just, chopped him in the throat, so I had to handle it myself.
Of course. I mean, not saying that was a good idea, but when stuff like that happens, I get what you're saying. So does that still affect you now?
No, I just kind of like had my record sealed, so it's not really like out there, but it's still a legal altercation was involved.
Okay. So it still sometimes shows up and comes back in your face. Okay. Are you religious by any chance?
No, not really.
Okay. Were you religious growing up? I'm sorry.
No, my dad never really like exposed us to religion. I was kind of like just me and my sister, just, you know, we didn't have really any experience with like religion outside what you see on TV, I guess.
Okay. So you mentioned something about your mother before. What exactly was it?
That she left us when we were younger.
Okay. Do you remember any times with your mother?
Vaguely. Before like she left, we had good moments. You know, we would go picnics and stuff and amusement parks, that kind of family stuff.
Okay.
So.
Do you think that not having this relationship with your mother could have affected, it could have an influence on you?
Yeah, maybe. You know, not being there, not helping raise my sister, kind of like left me to do all her work.
Okay. So tell me about a time where you felt as though, wow, I could have used my mom right now.
Well, when my sister, was growing up and getting older, it would have been nice to have like a mother figure to help her and not a sister, Moms have that connection with their daughters that, not everyone else has.
Of course. And
so it would have been helpful if she was there to raise my sister instead of me.
Okay. And how does your sister feel?
She feels like she was raised okay by me. She feels like I did a great job, but in the back of my head, I'm just like, she could have had better.
Okay. How do you feel like you did raising your sister?
I feel like I did a decent job with what I had, but it felt like it wasn't my place to do.
I understand completely. I do. Okay. So, is there anything that I should know about, before we proceed to get into your goals or anything, is there anything that I should know about how you've been doing treatment prior to here, anything like that?
I did try a couple of rehab facilities, but they just weren't the fit for me.
Okay. And why do you say they're not the fit for you?
They're really controlling and not as open as I would like it to be. They're really strict about which I understand given trying to get there to get better, but it was overbearing,
I mean, I can understand.
Right.
It's not for everyone. Have you researched any other resources that you could use? Have you? Okay. Well, I'm glad that you came in. We're able to help you here.
Okay.
Do you think that you have a list of goals that you would like to achieve while you're here?
Yeah, I kind of want to start off with getting a job, and then, a place to live, and, my GED, too, yeah.
Okay. So, a job is your highest goal that I hear you talking about? Okay, so with a job, are you looking for specifically any type of job?
Just
type of time?
Just something right now that will help me. Just not really anything picky.
Okay.
Just something to get on my feet, but
Okay. Well, most jobs, they need some type of GED or high school diploma, but we can get you set up with some type of career that would, look past that.
Okay.
So you're saying a job is important, a place to live, and your GED.
Right.
A place to live. Not only with the place to live is most places require you to have a job. So we would have to work on getting you a job, but we first need to make sure that you find a stable place.
Right.
To, be able to live and go to work and do different things. We especially don't want you to keep couch surfing.
Right.
It's going to get old quick. Okay, so let's start with your job. So when do you think you need a job by?
Within the next couple of months.
Okay. And that is due to?
Just an estimate of the alcohol. Trying to get that under control too.
Okay. So a job in the next couple of months is doable. It's completely doable as long as your participation. But I think that a job while you're still trying to get your alcoholism under control, I not necessarily wouldn't benefit you, but you'd just be going down the same patterns.
Right.
So the first thing that you listed was the most important thing was a job. But isn't the most important thing maybe the alcohol?
Maybe. I can see how it could be.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to say what you came in here for today.
Yeah.
And get to a conclusion on how we can help you with the alcohol. So let's just throw some ideas out about what you would like to do with alcohol. So you tried rehab, it didn't work for you.
No, maybe another rehab, but something more like loose,
Okay.
where I can manage in my own time and not be forced to stay on a strict schedule. Yeah.
So what exactly in the rehab didn't work?
The people were really like rude, and like they didn't understand where I was coming from and like what led me down this path. I want people more accepting, to help me through my journey.
Well, that's something to talk about. What made you feel as though, why did you get here with your alcoholism?
I guess I just don't learn how to cope with like stress well, so it leads me to alcohol, which is a comfort for me.
Of course. I mean, it's not a good comfort, but we all have our different ones, right?
Working on that, yep.
We all have our different ones. Okay, so rehab. Would you be interested into a rehab that maybe you're allowed to do outside activities, you're still allowed to go places and do things like that?
Yeah.
You'd be interested in something like that?
Yes, that sounds great.
Okay. What about AA meetings?
I can try a couple of those. I haven't been to any, it's kind of hard to find where they're located with the lack of resources.
Okay, well, we're here. We have pamphlets and brochures and things like that that I can give you before we leave.
Okay.
On the way out. Okay, we also can do some, treatments where you can go into a facility, kind of like, you've probably been into a type of rehab like this, but like a rehab with like a long-term stay, not a long-term, but short-term stay, where you can stay for a couple of months and they'll help you possibly get your GED, possibly learn other things. So would you be interested into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that would help my whole couch surfing situation.
Right. It'll give you somewhere to stay. That's what I think would be beneficial for you. So then we jump to the job, right? That's the second most important thing. And then the third would be a place to stay. So you said that you tried to stay with your sister. And what happened there?
I didn't want to like overcrowd her, so I kind of like, she's trying to get her life together as well. So
do you feel as though you can speak to her and maybe talk to her about the situation?
Someday, maybe not just yet. I want her to know like how bad it is.
Okay. And then I feel like maybe we should backtrack a little and talk about how bad it is, because you keep mentioning, I don't want to overstay my welcome, basically, and I don't want to overcrowd anybody because of how bad I am. How bad is it to you?
I feel like it's pretty bad to the point where, I'm here trying to get help. Obviously I kind of don't want to be in this lifestyle anymore, but it's such a habit that it's hard to break.
Of course. And do you have any other habits?
No, just keeping to myself, I guess, if you count that as a bad habit. Not really expressing myself.
Okay. As a social worker, I'm not here to fix you. Okay, I'm here to help you. But most importantly, you're here to help yourself. So being able to open up and speak about how you feel that you've gotten to these positions and how you feel like you've gotten to where you are would be beneficial. So, I mean, I understand that you're saying that it's gotten so bad that you need to seek help. But do you feel as though, how can I put this? Do you feel as though you could try a little bit more on your part to become better?
I can.
And how would you go about doing that?
To try better, I could, maybe let my sister know like what's going on and see if she could help, when she can. Just don't want to feel like I'm throwing my troubles on her.
I get it. I get it.
Right.
So let's talk about some of your strengths that you have.
Mm.
You have, what I can visibly tell is that you have strength of coming in and wanting to take care of your life and showing up and being on time. You have that. But then you also sound like you have this strength of talking to people and speaking to people. Although not letting them in, you talk professionally, you speak professionally. So tell me about your last position, your last job.
Well, I was working up to this management position at the warehouse where we package clothes, but a lot of incidents happened, so me coming in hungover and being late all the time kind of like didn't allow me to get that position, and I got fired instead.
So moving up to a management position means that you are really... So we're going to discuss your strengths. You were speaking about your management position?
Yeah, well, the job really wasn't that great of a setting, so it was just, easy to move up, if you get what I'm saying. Like, didn't really care. But there's also some stuff I haven't told you. I'm not really couch surfing. Kind of straight up homeless.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why did you feel like you didn't want to share that?
It's kind of hard to admit to being homeless. It's difficult to... I'm in denial, I guess.
It's a confidential box in here.
First time doing this whole therapy thing.
Don't think of it as therapy. Think of it as just an assessment, getting your information out to somebody who has resources to help you. Okay. So maybe one of the most important things for us would be to get you somewhere to stay.
Sounds good.
Do you think that your alcoholism affects you being able to find a place to stay?
Yeah, because, they kind of want you to be sober enough to stay in shelters and stuff, so I feel like maybe I should get this alcohol thing under control.
Okay. Are you saying that you've been kicked out of shelters and that you tried shelters?
Rolling up to the door drunk is not a good look, and they kind of turn people away.
So I definitely think one of the first things that we need to get fixed is the fact that you have this alcohol problem. Okay. So like I said, we have some resources. There's some AA meetings. There's some different rehabs. There's a lot of different things. I don't want you to, cause yourself any more trouble.
Right.
But let's sit down and make a goal of specifically what exactly you would like to get through. Okay. So the first thing is, what is your specific goal?
The alcohol. I want to be sober and clean.
Okay. You want to be completely sober and completely clean. Okay. So how do you think that we should go about getting there?
I can try out these resources you've given me about, meetings in this new rehab. Maybe that rehab will help since it's a stay-in rehab, that also takes care of my housing. Yeah, I feel like we can start there with getting the alcohol.
Okay, that could work. So on your part, going to these rehabs and these different things, you do understand that if you sign up for a rehab and once you leave and you go back, they're no longer going to, provide you with care.
Okay.
So these places are places, especially the short-term stay, are places that you'd have to stay. Would you be okay with that? Would you be comfortable with that?
Yes, I feel like it's a good step in the right direction.
Okay. So let's just be realistic that we can get you into this rehab program. I'll give you the resources. You just have to call and I'll be there 100% every step of the way. Excuse me. We'll be there every step of the way and get you through these processes, okay? So I really want to be able to do this in a timely fashion because right now you don't have a place to stay and you don't have a job. So you're not able to really provide for yourself. And like you said, with the alcoholism, you're having a hard time getting into rehabs and, not rehabs, I'm sorry. You're having a hard time getting into shelters. Mm-hmm. So what do you think is a good time for you to start?
Start rehab immediately.
Okay.
Like next week, maybe.
Okay. So we like I said, we have different resources and different things that we can do. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I'll give you some pamphlets and we'll be able to go through that with you. Uh-huh. But I do want to say that I'm really happy that you came in here to see me. The first step of, coming out of alcoholism is to seek help and to know that you need help. Is there anything else that I can offer you or anything else that you would need?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just go home. Well, I don't have a home. I think I'll just go see my sister and try to open up more to her and inform her about what's going on.
Do you think that would make your relationship with your sister strong?
Yeah, we've been through a lot worse.
When you say a lot worse, what do you mean?
Everything with our father and growing up and stuff like that is worse than the alcoholism. This is easy compared to that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your childhood wasn't all that it was cracked up to be.
Yeah, it's tough out there.
Yeah, it is. Well, Miss Maria, I'm really thankful that you came in today, and I'm really happy that you came seeking help for yourself, and I think that's the most important thing for somebody that's in your condition, and you didn't have a good childhood, and for the last 9 or so years you've been struggling with this alcoholism. And how long have you been homeless, did you say?
Just a year, maybe.
Okay, and then for the past year, you've been struggling with homelessness, and it's not beneficial for anybody to go to alcohol to cope, but like you said, coping mechanisms help you.
Right.
So I want to talk about some of your coping mechanisms. You said that you go on runs. Do you still do that?
Not as often as I used to.
Okay. Would you like to get back into doing that?
Yeah, when I have the time.
Okay. I think that finding a new type of stress relief for you would really benefit you in the end. So you said that you drink to cope with stress. Running can help you cope with stress.
Okay.
The fact that you can do all of these different outlets and stuff like that, it can help you out a lot. So is there anything else that we'll be able to help you with and things like that?
I think I'm good. Yes.
Okay. So I just want to, close out our meeting, maybe go back over some of the things that we've talked about. We've talked about helping you with this alcoholism, which you came in for today. We've also discussed furthering rehabs, maybe making the list of the things that you want to do, get a job, get a place to live, and your GED. But do you think that the most important thing right now for you would be a place to live rather than a job?
Yes.
Okay. And like you said, we have to try and get you sober up some because of the fact that you need to get into a shelter. Right. The shelter would be the best place for you to be at right now. Okay. So I just want to let you know that thank you for being a participant today. Thank you for coming to our services. If you need anything else, if you have any concerns whatsoever, I'll give you my card. Feel free to contact me and we can set up another appointment. Would you be open into meeting sometime next week?
Yeah, that sounds great.
What time works for you?
Maybe Thursday. Thursday around.
Thursday? Perfect. like I said, I just want to let you know, in this facility, we work off a strength-based perspective. That although you've had, these run-ins, not being able to get the management position because of alcoholism, not having anywhere to live, but you show up on time. That's a good thing.
Right.
You clearly have drive and focus enough to be in a management position. So that means that you are a hard worker and that you're dedicated. What other strength would you say that you have?
I guess I'm persistent, I like to get stuff done. When I set a goal, I like to achieve it. So. Not really good at finding my strengths, so.
So what do you think are some of your weaknesses then?
I guess, alcohol thing's pretty weakness. The whole feelings, not being able to open up to people who could help me potentially. Being honest, those are a few.
Yeah, we had a little rough patch without the honesty about your home.
Right.
Okay. Well, like I said here, in this room, we are specifically here to, help you.
Right.
We want you to be able to leave here with something. So I'm just going to close it out. How have you felt today with our services? Do you think I'll be able to help you?
Yeah, I feel like I'm finally moving in the right direction. I feel like, this is going to help me become the person that I was meant to be, in life, and not be a mom to my sister or, an alcoholic like my dad, I want to have steady relationships in life, and I feel like this resource is a key to helping me get to where I want to be. I'm still young, got a lot of life left.
We do.
Right.
You're only 21, you said? You're young. There's a lot of life left to live. And I think once we, nip this in the bud, I think that we'll be able to accomplish a lot.
Right.
And I think your alcoholism is the only thing that's preventing you from, being able to be the person that you want to be and doing what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I do have some resources for you, some pamphlets. You can always call the office if you need us. But I also want you to be able to rely on yourself. Right. So in this meeting, you said that you want to make these steps. You want to step towards being a better you, being a better person. You have to take responsibility for your steps as well. And that's why with the strength-based perspective that we use here, you can do that.
Right.
You can use your strengths, showing up on time, being punctual, speaking to people, and turn your weaknesses to strengths, opening up to people. Once you open up to people, people will bring you back in and want to communicate with you. And right now, your alcohol is your biggest weakness.
Right.
But your alcohol comes with the need to cope with stress. And outside stress can, it's always going to be there.
Right.
There's always going to be something that stresses you out. There's always going to be somebody that's not doing what you want, that's not being who you want them to be. It will always happen. So with you knowing that and you knowing who you are as a person, it will help.
Right. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to working on all of this. Really emphasize my strengths more than my weaknesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been in positions where you have dealt with your strengths more?
No, just, in and out jobs that just, you have a task, you do it for one notice, and that's pretty much it.
So tell me some of your future goals. Like, what do you want to do in your future? You're 21.
Well, I want to see the world, I want to see every continent, I want to see all the states and their famous landmarks or whatever. I want to travel. But I want to be able to be sober and travel and safe and travel.
Okay. And what do you worry about if you can't do that now?
If I can't get sober?
No, if you can't travel right now.
It would suck, but I would adapt like I usually do.
Okay. I mean, as long as you have goals and you have aspirations and dreams, you can always, you know what I mean, reach those levels. Nothing is unreachable. Nothing is too hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do you have any family that you can talk to? Besides your sister, do you have aunts and siblings?
There's distant cousins, you know, and they're all spread out across the country, you know.
I'm only asking so we can find you a place for the time being. So you're not out living homeless, especially while you're trying to sober up. Homeless living isn't necessarily for you.
I have a cousin the next state over. I can hop on a bus and go see them, yeah.
Okay. So would you be willing to do that? Would you be willing to give them a call and know that you're coming and that you're looking forward to doing that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think we've made some traction. You're going to go and call your cousin and let them know that you're looking for somewhere to stay, that you need their help.
Right.
And that right now you're just homeless and you're trying to deal with your alcoholism, and you're going to go and look at some of the resources I gave you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I really enjoyed our talk. I hope that you got a lot out of it. I sure did. I enjoyed having you here in our office. But feel free to give me a call whenever. I will give you my card on the way out. I will also give you a few pamphlets about the information that I provided you today. Now, if you ever have a question, anything at all, you just want to know something about the resources I give you, about trying to find a job, not being able to meet our next appointment, you give me a call. Is there any questions that you have for me?
I think I'm good.
Would you like to know anything?
No, I think I'm ready to move forward and take my life back.
Take it back. The power is in the tongue.
Namaste. Namaste.